Jason here with a helpful hint for posture and breathing. As you can see, I'm a bass trombonist. The bass trombone is a rather heavy instrument, and it tends to pull people towards the front as we stand. Now there seems to be a bit of a juxtaposition, if you will. We obviously want to be able to take a nice big breath, but we also need to be nice and relaxed, but we also need to be standing with nice upright posture. There seems to be some confusion in terms of, do we use the core? Do we not use the core? Do we engage the stomach muscles? Do we not engage the stomach muscles? There's one helpful hint I'd like to suggest to you. One of the things I use for my practice is called a wobble board. Basically, it's meant to stand and wobble. This one happens to be adjustable, so I can increase the height or decrease the height as needed. And since this is a carpeted floor, I'm going to go ahead and increase the height a little bit. What I do is stand on the wobble board, and I wobble around. Now the way the body works is that we have a constant mechanism of compensation. Most of it's unconscious. We don't have to think about all the little tiny muscular contractions that need to happen to have the body find a point of homeostasis. If we try to control this type of movement, we end up tensing up our bodies considerably, and it actually yields worse results. The best thing we can do is let go of most of this and let the body figure it out on its own. Usually when that happens, we find that we get a nice relaxed midsection with only the muscles that are necessary to maintain the posture being engaged. As I stand on the wobble board, I just try to take a nice big relaxed breath. And I can already feel more expansion in my midsection. When you feel more comfortable with just standing on a wobble board and wobbling around, letting the board do what it needs to do, then try holding your instrument. At first it changes the weight slightly because the instrument makes us a little more loaded on the front side, but eventually our body figures out what it needs to do. We slowly bring the instrument up to playing position, maybe send a couple of breaths of air. And maybe we eventually get to playing some tunes. At that point, I then get off of the wobble board and just stand on the ground. A couple of things I notice immediately. My feet feel very grounded into the floor, I feel very centered, I feel very upright, and my midsection feels nice and relaxed. I'm not tensing too much, I'm not tensing too little. I can take a nice full breath and yet maintain wonderful posture.